Welcome back to Learning Nails and Aesthetics. TEMU again. This polish, I believe, is pronounced Shi-J-Yi. I don't think anyone's sure except for the manufacturer and maybe those that speak the language, which I do not. So this was called Starry Sky. This is their frame bottle. They do have several different styles of bottles. One I haven't mentioned before was this style. I believe they call this one wand. Not sure. But we will do those in another video. This was the first bottle that I discovered on TEMU. I thought it was pretty cool. Very fancy. I do like this product. They come in this box. Has basic information on it, product name, ingredients, the filing person of manufacturing company, registered person production, product licensing, shelf life 3 years, storage information, and how to apply it evenly to the fingernails and hands and feet. UV lamp baking for 2 minutes. LED lamp baking for 1 minute. This has the corresponding number. Goes with the top. I normally remove this sticker and place it on the bottom. This does come off. Sometimes it pulls right out. Other times you have to pry it off. And with other bottles, I did this. I also did the nails, but that's only because I didn't realize that I could do that. So let's start with this. This one is number 1. They are numbered consecutively. However, the number 1 in this group chances are, will not be the number 1 in another. So don't rely on their numbers. These are fairly thick, a little stringy. Maybe they need a little touch of a thinner. I've mentioned the thinner several other times on other videos. And this one might need that. I'll have to look into that. But it is a thinner by Kiera Sky. I have it right here. This bottle is glass, which I like. Dropper, also glass. However, be very cautious when adding thinner to any polish. Maybe mix it on a palette or in a different bottle. Keep in mind, though, the bottle will need to not be transparent. This is number 2, because you know we want to avoid the polish being exposed to light. This one thick as well. Even like grabbing a little bit. Maybe they need some mixing. Normally when I have polishes like a cat eye or something that has glitter in it, I will put, ooh, that's sloppy, a little metal ball inside of it to help with mixing. You still don't want to shake it aggressively. As we know, that can cause bubbles. So I just got these. And I just put 1 or 2 of them in, which I haven't done to these. And then I would put a little dot on the bottom that indicates that I have put 1 in there. Number 3. This one seems to be a touch smoother. You can see it's not going on very well. You can see the lines. They are starting to settle just a little bit. This could have gotten hot as well if they stored it in a warehouse or on a truck. During delivery, that can cause issues. You definitely don't want that. You want to keep probably all cosmetics cool. Overheating will mess them up. And I don't know that there's really recovery from that. Oh, number 4. I looked these up on TEMU again so I could reference what I paid for them. And I was going to post a link, which I don't really like doing because when people click the link and the item is not available, I know this from my own experience. It's very frustrating. And a lot of times, especially on TEMU, the sellers will say an item is discontinued, and then they'll just relist the same item. I think maybe they do that so they can do a price change, perhaps, or some change in the description of the listing or something. Not really sure, as I am not a seller on TEMU, so I wouldn't know really how their policies work. This was number 5. And number 6, oh yeah, so when I did look it up again, it did say discontinued, this specific one that I ordered. And so just scrolling, I found it again. And it said it had 7 colors. So that's why I assume that they did that to make the change. Oh great, I just touched that other one. Real smart. Yeah, that's just dragging right now. Let me fix this other one. Maybe I will do a follow-up on adding the Chiarosky thinner. However, it will take some time to thoroughly mix it. So I will do that ahead of time. Make sure it's mixed properly before we test them again. I do like these colors. The glitter's very fine. We're going to bake these as instructed. Bake them. I used to watch a lady, I think her name was Susie, on YouTube, and her thing was nuke it. So I've just out of habit been saying nuke it, and I'm not too sure I like that. We're going to bake it. We will be using this glass top coat. I keep forgetting where the lens is on my camera. Also, same brand. Now, some of my other bottles, I did remove this. It is only kind of tacked on with maybe like a rubber cement type of substance. So I just cut it right there on both sides and then kind of wiggled it and ended up, some of them came right off. Some of them came off without cutting even, but then I would have to pry it. I used a butter knife. Seems to be my go-to tool if you've seen my other videos. But it worked. So some of them came off fairly well. Some of them, part of the coating on this stuck. And it looks kind of sloppy. But it will come off. Let's see if I can find one while we're baking. Yeah, here's one. This one right here, you can see. This will come off. It's just not very easily removed, and I don't know if it's really worth the effort. It doesn't look that great, but it's okay. Just know that it will come off. And I only did that because they fit in my nail rack. If I put them side by side like this with the frame on, they're just too wide and they won't fit in there, which is fine if they're like this. But then there's like a small amount. It's empty at the end, small space. So I removed it and put them like this and they fit perfectly. So that's the only reason I did that. All right, these are baked. Nice shine. Now we're not gonna remove that sticky layer, of course. Put on the top coat. I did make some changes to my the way my camera is set up and some lights. It looks a little dark to me, the lighting. Let me know if you think it is too dark. I've tried moving things around and just haven't worked it out properly yet. But I will. Have to get some of my older photography equipment maybe, and just really didn't want to use a large boom stand or anything like that. It just takes up too much room and you have to move it when clients come in and set it up again, and which I would do if I had to. But let's work smart, not hard. Now keep in mind this is only one layer, which looks pretty good. Probably two, of course, would look better. Make sure that you are curing them properly before adding more. And as recommended by most gel polish manufacturers, no more than 3 layers of color. Very thin, cured completely between each layer. So you'll have the base, 3 colors, a top coat. That's 5 layers. So if you don't need 3 layers of polish, I would advise not applying 3 layers of polish because it can make the nail look bulky and just not attractive. And if you have a shape like a stiletto, an almond, any shape really, it's gonna kind of deform it. Even a very small amount can make it not look like it should. So I'm nuking those. Baking those. Again, these were on TEMU. They were about $12. And there's shipping, of $2.99 unless you order a set amount. I believe it's about $30 from that specific seller, which with polish is easy to do. And that makes them about $2 a piece plus the $3 shipping. So if you don't want to order more, what's $3 in shipping? So at, only $2 for each bottle, I think is worth it for sure. I am also reading the Milady Foundations book and other videos, their aesthetics book, as well as their nail book. I am a licensed nail tech and esthetician. If you have any questions for me, I would be happy to answer them. I don't normally place links in the comments or the description box. I already kind of explained that. But if you have something specific and you can't find it, I will gladly help you find it. Do what I can. Well, these are done. Very nice. I do like this brand. I didn't like, what was it called? 5D Spotlight, which I did in another video. But, that's just my opinion. You might like it. I'm sure it has multiple uses if you layer them. But I went into that in that video, and don't need to repeat that in this one. So please leave a comment. That really helps me. I am new at making videos. It's been, I think, maybe 3 weeks. So I'd really appreciate your like, share, subscribe, and a nice comment, smiley face, or something, thumbs up, whatever you want to leave or say. Ask me any questions. And I will see you next time. I will be reading out of the Aesthetics book today. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.